You ever wave at someone, only to realize they were waving at the person behind you? Yeah, that kind of pain cuts deep. Or maybe you thought someone was flirting with you, but they were just being nice because you dropped your phone twice and called your charger a snake. It's okay. We've all misread people. Welcome to Read People Like a Book. Today we're talking about why we're actually terrible at understanding people and how to stop embarrassing ourselves as much. Now, the author Patrick King starts the book with a painful truth. Most people think they're mind readers. We think we know what someone means just by how they look, how they talk, or how fast they reply to our texts. Spoiler, we don't. Because the truth is, most people are walking puzzles. And no, just because someone smiled at you doesn't mean they want to marry you. Maybe they just passed gas and hoped you didn't hear it. So why are we so bad at reading people? 1. We judge too fast. First impressions are strong, but not always true. You might think someone is confident just because they speak loudly, but maybe they're nervous and covering it up. Loud doesn't always mean sure. Sometimes it means, I practiced this in the mirror 14 times. 2. We add our own story. We don't just listen to people, we add subtitles in our heads. Someone says, I'm busy today, and we hear, I don't like you, I never liked you, please disappear. See the problem? We mix our own emotions, fears, and assumptions into what other people say or do. That's like trying to watch a movie with your own script playing over it. You're not watching them, you're watching your version of them. Here's a big truth bomb from the book. People are not naturally transparent. They don't come with instruction manuals. Think of it like this. You wouldn't try to fix a phone without Googling a tutorial first. So why do we expect to understand human beings without learning how they work? People hide things. They wear masks. Sometimes they lie, not to hurt you, but to protect themselves. And sometimes they just don't know how to express what they feel. So if someone gives you weird vibes, they might not be evil. They might just be tired, hungry, or constipated. Another thing, your brain loves drama. It fills in gaps with the worst possible option. For example, he hasn't replied in 2 hours. Your brain, he hates me. He blocked me. He's in love with someone else. She looked away while talking. Your brain, she's hiding something. She's secretly a spy. When in reality, he's just napping. She just saw a pigeon do a backflip. The point is, don't believe every story your brain writes. It means well, but it's not always right. This part might hurt a little, but here it is. Not everything people do is about you. Someone might be cold, distant, or awkward, and it has nothing to do with you. Maybe they had a bad day. Maybe they spilled coffee on their pants and now they're sitting in a puddle of shame. You never know. So stop taking everything personally. You're not the center of their universe. You're the center of your universe, and that's enough. Patrick King says instead of guessing people's thoughts, we should start watching their behavior. Look for patterns. Does someone always interrupt others? Do they only text when they need something? Do they say, I'm fine, but look like they just lost a fight with a cactus? People speak with more than words. Their eyes, tone, speed, silence. It all tells a story. You don't need to be Sherlock Holmes, but you do need to pay attention. Observation is your best friend. Guessing is your worst enemy. All right, let's sum it up with 3 big takeaways. 1. Most people are not as obvious as we think. Stop assuming. Start observing. 2. Your brain likes to make drama. Calm it down. Stick to the facts. 3. People are complex, not cartoons. One smile doesn't mean love. One text delay doesn't mean hate. So the next time someone looks at you weird, don't panic. They might just be wondering if they left the gas on. That's it for episode 1 of Read People Like a Book. Next time, we'll dig into how human behavior works and how to spot what someone really means when they say, I'm not mad. Spoiler, they're mad. Make sure you like, subscribe, and leave a comment if you've ever misread someone so badly that you had to move cities. How to understand human behavior without getting a psychology degree. Let's be honest. Trying to understand human behavior is like trying to understand why your phone only rings when you're in the shower. It's confusing, annoying, and sometimes just weird. But today we're going to crack the code. No textbooks, no boring lectures. Just simple tricks to finally understand why people act the way they do. People do things for a reason. Here's the first golden rule. Every behavior has a reason. Even the weird ones. If someone always interrupts, if someone laughs at awkward moments, if someone keeps checking their phone while talking to you, there's a reason. People act based on their past, their mood, their fears, their needs. Think of behavior like smoke. There's always a fire behind it, even if you can't see it yet. So instead of saying, Why is this person so rude? Try asking, what's behind this behavior? Now you're thinking like a people reader. Behavior, need plus emotion. Patrick King says every action is a mix of need and emotion. Here's a simple formula. Behavior, need plus emotion. Let's break that down. If someone is talking too much, maybe they need attention, maybe they feel nervous, or maybe they just drank 4 cups of coffee. If someone avoids eye contact, maybe they feel guilty, maybe they're shy, maybe they're trying to remember if they left the stove on. The point is, don't just look at the action, try to feel what's underneath. Behind every behavior is either a fear to be avoided or a reward to be gained. That's it. The behavior iceberg. Imagine behavior like an iceberg. What you see on top, the words, the actions, that's only 10%. The other 90% is hidden under the water. Beliefs, past experiences, emotions, fears. So if someone snaps at you, maybe it's not about you at all. Maybe they've had a bad week. Maybe they're carrying stress. Maybe they're still upset about something that happened 3 years ago during a wedding speech. Don't take everything at face value. Look under the iceberg. Patterns are more important than moments. One-time behavior might be random, but repeated behavior, that's a pattern. Patrick King says the real clues are in consistency. For example, someone is late once, maybe traffic. Someone is late every time. Maybe they don't respect your time. See the difference? Don't judge someone by one moment. Judge them by their habits. Because behavior is like a playlist. If you hit repeat enough times, it reveals the whole vibe. How to watch without judging. Now you might be thinking, okay, I get it. But how do I watch people without becoming a full-time stalker? Here's how. 1. Be present. Put down your phone. Look up. People are full of clues. 2. Stay neutral. Don't jump to he's so arrogant or she's definitely hiding something. Instead ask, what could this mean? 3. Focus on the full picture. Body language, tone, energy, and timing, they all matter. Don't just listen to words. Words are cheap. Watch the vibe. Examples from daily life. Let's test this with real-life moments. Your friend keeps canceling plans last minute. Before saying, they hate me, ask, are they overwhelmed? Are they scared of social stuff? Or are they just lazy? Someone replies with dry one-word texts. Instead of, they're ignoring me, ask, are they busy, sad, or just terrible at texting? Your coworker always talks over you in meetings. Maybe they want attention. Maybe they're insecure. Maybe they think silence means failure. You get the idea. Look deeper than just annoying or mean. Let's wrap this up with the big stuff. 1. People behave for a reason. You just need to spot the hidden why. 2. Behavior, you need plus emotion. No action is random. Everything has fuel behind it. 3. Look for patterns, not just moments. A one-time thing is noise. A pattern is truth. 4. Stop judging. Start observing. Be curious. Be calm. Be a behavior detective. Understanding human behavior doesn't mean you'll become a mind reader, but it will save you from a lot of confusion, overthinking, and did I do something wrong? Nightmares. Next, we'll explore how context can change everything, like why your friend is loud at parties but silent in group chats. If you've ever misread someone's behavior and then overthought it for 6 hours straight, drop a comment below. We're in this together. So when someone acts differently in a new situation, don't panic. They're not hiding something, they're just adjusting. Patrick King says context gives you clues about why someone is acting the way they are. So when you see odd behavior, ask, where are they right now? Who are they with? What's at stake? Let's say someone is super quiet in a group. Before thinking, they're rude, check the context. Is this their first time meeting everyone? Are they tired or anxious? Are they in a group where they feel like an outsider? Suddenly, their silence makes sense. Now here's where it gets interesting. When someone suddenly changes their behavior, that's your signal. It usually means the context has shifted or their true feelings are showing. Examples. A friend is laughing all night, then suddenly goes quiet when a certain topic comes up. Something's up. Your date is confident and talkative until you mention commitment. Oops, hit a nerve. Your coworker is always relaxed, but gets jumpy when the boss walks in. That's not about fear. That's probably about job pressure. Context isn't just about place, it's also about energy. One big mistake people make, they judge someone's entire personality based on one context. Like, she's so shy, you saw her at a formal dinner, he's full of himself, you met him at a party with his friends. They're so boring. You talked during a job interview. You don't know who someone really is until you've seen them in multiple settings. So before you lock in your opinion, ask yourself, have I seen this person when they're relaxed, stressed, around family with strangers? No? Then don't jump to conclusions. Here's the cool part. You can use context to guide people's behavior. Want someone to open up? Choose a calm, quiet setting, not a loud, chaotic room. Want honest answers? Don't question someone in a group. Ask them alone. Want to calm someone down? Lower your voice, slow your tone, change the energy. Sometimes you don't need to push people to act differently, you just need to change the space around them. As the saying goes, change the room, change the mood. Let's wrap up with the big lessons. 1. People are not one version of themselves. They change with context, and that's normal. 2. Context gives you insight. Look at where someone is, who they're with, and what's going on. 3. One setting doesn't show the full person. Don't judge them too early. People surprise you in different situations. 4. You can use context to make people feel safe and real. Want truth? Create the right setting. So next time someone seems cold, awkward, or too extra, don't jump to, they're weird. Ask instead, what's the setting? Because maybe they're not awkward. Maybe they're just in the wrong room with the wrong people, wearing shoes that hurt. In the next episode, we'll look at something super interesting, how to figure out what people are really thinking. No mind reading required. If you've ever been called two-faced just for being polite at work and crazy with friends, welcome to the club. You ever hear someone say, "I'm fine," while their face looks like they just bit a lemon and remembered their ex? Yeah. People rarely say what they actually feel. They say what sounds nice, or safe, or easy. Welcome to episode 4 of Read People Like a Book. Today we're learning how to catch the truth behind the words, because what people say and what they think are often two very different things. Let's go truth hunting. Patrick King starts with this simple idea. Words can lie, behavior usually doesn't. Anyone can say, "I'm happy for you," but if they say it while crossing their arms, avoiding eye contact and forcing a smile like a robot, guess what? They're probably not happy for you. So if you want to know what someone really thinks, don't listen with your ears. Listen with your eyes. Watch their body. Watch their face. Watch their energy. That's where the truth hides. According to the book, communication happens in 3 layers. 1. What they say, words. 2. How they say it, tone. 3. What their body does, body language. Let's say someone says, "Yeah, I had a good time." If they say it with a flat voice, no eye contact, and shoulders slouched, then no, they didn't have a good time. But if they say it with a bright voice, leaning in, smiling naturally, then yeah, that was real. The words alone mean nothing. It's the tone and body that tell the real story. Sometimes the truth slips out in tiny moments, called micro-expressions. These are fast, automatic facial reactions that happen before someone has time to fake it. Like a flash of anger before a forced smile, a quick eye roll before saying, "I understand," a blink of fear before saying, "It's no big deal." You'll miss these if you're not watching closely. But once you train your eyes, you'll spot them like little emotional leaks. Just don't stare too hard. Nobody likes being watched like a hawk at a dinner table. Here's another secret weapon. Watch what people avoid. If someone changes the topic every time you mention something, if they laugh nervously when a certain person's name comes up, if they suddenly need to go to the bathroom right when you ask a deep question, boom, you just hit a pressure point. Avoidance is often louder than words. People avoid what makes them feel uncomfortable, guilty, nervous, or exposed. So if someone avoids something, don't chase it, just note it. That's valuable data. Quick reminder, real feelings don't always shout. Sometimes they whisper. A small sigh can mean more than a 5-minute rant. A pause before answering can mean they're holding back. A tight smile can be full of sadness. So don't just look for big drama. Look for the small signals. They're usually more honest. Also, don't forget some people aren't lying. They're just bad at expressing themselves. That quiet person might not be cold. They might just need time. So next time someone says, "I'm not upset," but they're slamming drawers like a thunderstorm, yeah, they're upset. In the next episode, we'll explore how to spot lies. And no, it's not just about looking for sweaty foreheads or blinking too much. If you've ever said, "I'm fine," when you clearly weren't, hit that like button. Let's be honest. We all lie sometimes. "I'm 5 minutes away. You haven't even left yet." "I've read the terms and conditions." You scrolled and clicked accept. "I'm fine." You're absolutely not fine. But today we're not talking about your lies. We're talking about how to spot lies in other people without acting like a detective in a drama series. Patrick King says something simple and powerful. Lies leave behind a mess. Truth doesn't. When people lie, their brain works harder. They're creating a story, not just remembering something. That stress shows up in their voice, their eyes, their body language, and even their choice of words. A lie is like a broken shoe. No matter how well someone walks, the limp shows up eventually. Let's go through some common signs of lying. Remember, these are signs, not guarantees. 1. Too many details. Liars often add extra information to sound believable. Instead of, "I went to the shop," they'll say, "I went to the shop at exactly 5:17 p.m., bought a mango, and saw a dog with 3 legs. Why all the drama? Because they're building a fake memory. Truth is simple. Lies are dressed up. 2. Hesitation and stalling. When you ask a question and someone says, what do you mean by that?" Or, "Why do you ask?" They're buying time to think. Now, they might just be confused. Or they might be inventing a lie on the spot. 3. Body and words don't match. They say, "Yes, of course," but they shake their head. They say, "I'm calm," but their leg is bouncing like it's dancing to silent music. That mismatch? Major red flag. 4. Too much eye contact, or none. Liars either avoid eye contact because they feel guilty, or stare too much because they're trying to prove honesty. Both can feel unnatural. Truthful people don't try so hard to look truthful, they just talk. Big tip, compare their normal to their weird. If someone is usually calm but suddenly starts sweating, fidgeting, or acting robotic, pay attention. Lying often creates a change in voice tone, breathing, posture, speed of speech. It's not about catching one weird moment, it's about spotting a sudden shift in behavior. Want to test someone gently? Ask simple, clear questions and watch their reaction. Truth is easy to repeat. Lies are hard to keep straight. Try this. 1. Ask what happened. 2. Then later, ask again. Same question, same tone. A liar will often change parts of their story or forget their own details. Truth stays steady. Lies shake under pressure. And no, you don't have to be scary. Just be curious, polite, and quiet. Let the silence make them uncomfortable. It works better than shouting. Sometimes the truth hides in the silence. If someone avoids a topic, dodges a question, or suddenly starts laughing nervously when things get serious, that's a clue. Patrick King says, liars often hide behind vagueness, humor, or distraction. Haha, why do you care so much? Let's talk about something else. Oh look, a cat video. Classic diversion tactics. Real honesty is clear, open, and direct. Lies run away or change the subject. Here's an important note. Not everyone showing these signs is lying. Some people get nervous easily, don't like being questioned, have anxiety or social discomfort. Just talk weird sometimes, we all do, so don't go around pointing fingers like a lie detector robot. Use patterns, not one signal. Use calm thinking, not instant judgment. It's not about catching people. It's about understanding what their behavior is trying to say. So next time someone says, I didn't eat the last piece of cake, but they've got crumbs on their shirt and chocolate on their cheek, you know what to do. Thanks for watching Read People Like a Book, Episode 5. In the next episode, we'll learn how to read someone's emotions, even when they say, "I'm fine," while setting the room on emotional fire. If you've ever lied and immediately regretted it, don't worry, we've all been there. "Are you okay?" And they say, "Yeah, I'm fine." But their face says, "I'm 2 seconds away from crying, screaming, or eating a full packet of biscuits." Sound familiar? Today, we're learning how to read emotions, not by asking, but by watching. Because most people won't say how they feel, but their body, face, and energy, yeah, they spill everything. Patrick King says emotions are like leaky buckets. You can try to hide them, but they always spill out, in your voice, your movements, your silence. Think about it. You can say, "I'm fine," but your tone is flat, your shoulders are low, and you're staring at the floor. That's not fine. That's, "I'm breaking inside, but I don't want to talk about it," fine. So stop focusing on what people say. Start focusing on what they show. Here are signs that give away real emotions, even when someone says nothing. 1. Face. Our face leaks truth like a broken tap. Tight jaw, anger or stress, wrinkled forehead, worry-pressed lips, holding something back, raised eyebrows, surprise or disbelief, forced smile, "Please stop talking to me." And those little flashes that last half a second, they're called microexpressions, real emotions that appear before the person hides them. 2. Posture. People carry emotions in their bodies. Slouched shoulders. 1. Sadness or defeat. Crossed arms. Feeling defensive or closed off. Fidgeting. Nervous or uncomfortable. Standing still, like a statue. Trying to stay in control. Basically, if someone looks like a brick wall or a jellyfish, there's a reason. 3. Voice and tone. The voice carries emotion even better than the words. A high-pitched voice, often stress. Speaking too fast, nervous energy, speaking slow and flat, tired or low mood. If someone says, "I'm excited," but sounds like they just woke up from a coma, yeah, they're not excited. Ever walk into a room and just feel something's off, like the air is heavy? That's not magic. That's emotional energy. And yes, it's a real thing. Humans can sense tension, sadness, happiness, even when no one says a word. Laughter feels warm. Silence after an argument feels sharp. Nervousness feels jumpy, restless. So if you feel a shift in energy, trust it. It usually means something emotional is happening. People often hide their pain by changing the topic, making jokes, or going silent. Examples: you ask how work is going. They smile and say, "It's fine." Then change the subject. Not fine. You mention their breakup. They suddenly need to take a call. Yeah, that hurt. When someone looks upset, we usually say, "Are you okay?" And they say, "Yeah, I'm fine." Now you're stuck in a weird emotional staring contest. So instead of asking, just observe. Offer comfort without pressure. Say, "I noticed you've been a little quiet today," instead of, "Tell me your deepest feelings now." Give space, but also stay present. People open up more when they feel seen, not questioned. One more thing. Emotions are messy. Someone can smile while feeling broken. They can laugh during stress. They can look angry when they're actually scared. So don't try to label feelings too fast. Instead, say things like, "You seem a bit off. Want to talk later? I'm here if you need me." It's okay if you don't feel okay. That approach is gentle, respectful, and powerful. So next time someone says, "I'm fine," while staring at the wall and chewing their pen like it owes them money, yeah, they're probably not fine. Next time, we'll look at how to use all this knowledge to actually connect with people better, not just read them like weird science experiments. If you've ever faked a smile while dying inside, don't worry, you're not alone. So, you've learned how to read faces, watch body language, detect lies, and even catch emotions people try to hide. Congratulations, you're basically a human polygraph. But here's the big question: now what? Are you just going to walk around analyzing everyone like a science project? No, my friend. Today we learn how to do something more powerful: connect, genuinely, deeply, like a normal person. Welcome to episode 7 of Read People Like a Book, the episode where we stop being human microscopes and start being real. Here's what Patrick King says: understanding people isn't the same as bonding with them. You can read someone like a book, but if you're just standing there silently judging every paragraph, you're not connecting. Imagine someone reading your diary and just going, interesting, then walking away. Creepy, right? Understanding someone is step 1. Showing them they matter? That's connection. Want to connect with people? Here's the not-so-secret ingredient: vulnerability. And no, that doesn't mean crying during every conversation. It means being honest, being present, admitting when you don't know something, letting people see the real you. Because guess what? People don't connect with perfect. They connect with real. When you say, "Yeah, I felt that too," you build trust. When you admit, "I overthink sometimes," you open a door. That's the difference between analyzing someone and relating to them. You know what breaks connection? Trying too hard, trying to sound smart, trying to be funny, trying to always say the right thing. Stop. You don't need to perform. Instead, do this. Listen. Like, actually listen. Not the yeah while thinking of your reply, but the wait, what did you mean by that kind of listening. The tell me more kind of listening. People love being heard. Not just heard, understood. Be that person. They'll remember you forever. Here's a fun psychological trick: mirroring. When you subtly match someone's tone, energy, and body language, they feel more connected to you. Examples: they lean in, you lean in. They smile, you smile. They speak softly, you speak softly. But key word here: subtle. Don't copy them like a mime in a mirror. That's just creepy. Done right, it creates this invisible, we're on the same wavelength feeling. And that feels amazing. Here's the thing: people can feel when you're trying to get something out of them. Whether it's approval, agreement, information, validation, it changes the whole vibe. Real connection only happens when you're not trying to win something. So instead of thinking, "How do I make them like me?" try, "How can I make them feel safe?" Boom. Instant shift. When someone shares something emotional, we usually mess up by trying to fix it. They say, "I'm stressed," and we say, "Don't worry, just stay positive." Or worse, "It's not that bad." Stop. Instead of fixing, validate. Say, "That sounds really tough. I get why that would upset you." So if you're out there reading everyone like Sherlock Holmes but still feeling lonely, maybe it's time to stop being a detective and start being a friend. Next, we'll explore how to use all of this in everyday life: work, love, friendship, even awkward family dinners. If you've ever tried to bond with someone by awkwardly nodding for 15 minutes straight, you deserve a hug. You've learned how to read body language, detect lies, catch emotions, and even connect with people like a real human being. And now you're probably thinking, "Okay, great, but how do I actually use all this in real life without becoming the creepy person who stares too much and says things like, 'I sense your inner sadness'?" Relax. That's what this episode is for. We're turning knowledge into action, the normal, friendly kind. Let's go. First, a gentle reminder: you're here to understand people, not to spy on them. So yes, observe facial expressions, tone, posture, energy, but don't obsess. If someone scratches their nose, at the end of the day, reading people should feel natural, not robotic, not like a quiz, not like a checklist running in your head. It's just noticing. "Oh, they looked away when I said that. They smiled when I brought up their dog. They went quiet when we mentioned work." You don't need to say anything about it every time. Just notice and respond with warmth. That's enough. So now that you've read people like a book, don't go around quoting their emotional chapters back to them. Instead, be the kind of person who actually gets people and treats them with kindness, not analysis. If this helped you see people in a new way, or made you realize you've been faking "I'm fine" for years, you're not alone. See you next time, when we'll probably be reading something else together. Until then, read gently, connect kindly, and keep being a decent human.